Hi, I'm Dr. Angela McBrady of DoctorFlute.com. Today's flute tip is on playing your third octave with a more relaxed embouchure. Often when we're playing that third octave, our embouchure starts tightening up here. And then we can get those high notes to come out, but it's very hard to make them really brilliant, to think about their dynamic range. That's really, if when we get tight, we get small, and then there's really only one dynamic range that we can use. It's just kind of, that's it. There's no range. So when you're playing your third octave notes, there's a couple tips and tricks that you can use. One of them is to learn how to play with using a stomach thrust. And I had a teacher that taught me I was playing just a little bit too tight, and I needed to learn that my high notes could come out without me relying on this. This is what we do. We rely on this to get our notes out rather than thinking about, I'm going to use my support to do it. So she said to play those high notes out, and we'll just take a G. I'm going to demonstrate this on a high G, a third octave G. And like barely form an embouchure. But then, as you go to play, what you're going to do is pretend that someone punched you in the stomach, so that your air is just going to come out all really fast. So if I pretended that I call it a stomach thrust, except it's in. I'm all of a sudden, as if someone punched me, and all my air exhaled. And I'm taking my stomach and pushing it all the way towards my backbone. If I do 3 or 4 of these in a row, I start feeling like a little fatigue in my stomach muscles. So if you're not feeling that fatigue, you're not thrusting your stomach fast enough. Now we want to try that on a high G. And I'm barely going to use an embouchure. I want the note to come out because I'm really pushing the air through with my stomach rather than I'm forming it with my embouchure. So I do 3 or 4 of those until I hear, oh, that's a sound that I like. I want to hold that one. And when I hear the sound that I like, I do it again and then hold that note and realize, oh, I didn't need to tighten up here. It's a really fantastic way to work on your high register, just maybe going up a scale, starting with your high C. Working on one if it cracks. Do it a couple times to really learn where the air should be blowing, but also that this can stay relaxed. I feel totally relaxed the whole time. I'm not tightening here at all. It's all coming because of my stomach thrust being pushing the air very fast and sending it through my lips, thus creating the vibration that is necessary. Do that a few times. If you're playing a piece and your high notes you just feel like are too tight and you don't like the sound of them, try just relaxing, doing this, and then holding that note. And that's where the note is. Now your ear hears it, and it's much easier to then just ping out that high note the right way because now your ear knows what it wants to hear. Try your third octaves using these stomach punches or stomach thrusts. You'll find that it helps your high register, your third octave, in amazing ways. Make sure that you're barely forming that embouchure when you do it. If you're using an embouchure, you're probably too tight. Let the air being punched through really fast create that sound, and you will like the sound you get. Have fun. That's today's flute tip. If you like this video, share it with your friends, press the like button, comment below, and subscribe.